Once upon a time in a country called India existed the land of Rarh, or Red Earth. Rarh consisted of a number of small and independent kingdoms, united by a common cultural tradition. Although presently divided and existing within 3 separate states, Bihar, Orissa and West Bengal, the cultural and spiritual boundaries of Rarh are still recognizable, having survived thousands of years of outside invasion and colonization. The Rarh landscape is said by geologists to be older than the Himalayan peaks, and has an abundance of mineral resources that are largely untapped. Writer and historian P.R. Sarkar states that Rarh is part of Gondwana land and hence the oldest place on earth. It's a region where the depth and richness of culture and spirituality is everywhere to be seen. Rarh flows in waves of hills and valleys and has 7 major rivers within its circumference, including the Suburnareka, called as such because gold deposits are found in the river. Rarh is presently one of the most economically impoverished areas in India, yet it is extremely rich in its cultural and spiritual traditions. Many of the activities of the community are determined by the annual cycle of cultivation tasks. Most of the residents are very dependent on the annual paddy crop. This places a great deal of emphasis on the worship of various tantric gods and goddesses. It is the Chaitra month in Rarh, which is the beginning of the hot season, where temperatures rise to furnace level in the daytime. During this dry period, agricultural activity comes to a halt, and hence it is a time for religious and social events. Most cultural activities take place around sunrise or sunset and throughout the night. Chaitra also marks the Bengali New Year, where people prepare for the most important religious festival in Rarh, the Shiva Gajan, celebrated in honor of Lord Shiva. In the central western portion of Rarh, in the district of Purulia, the Royal Chhau Academy Dancers rehearse in the early hours of the morning for their performance at the Shiva Gajan festival, to be held after the evening rituals in a nearby village. The first of the evening rituals before the Chhau is the one in which the Purohit or priest walks upon the bhaktas' bodies from the ritual bathing place to the Shiva Mandir or temple. It is believed his feet must not touch the ground, that he must remain in a pure state in order for Lord Shiva to accept the ceremonial offerings. The village priest, or Purohit, will be conducting many of the rituals in the Shiva Gajan. Alongside him, the many devotees or bhaktas are calling Shiva's name by hitting their bamboo sticks against each other's in the semblance of a mock battle. The Loton or Sikh dance is accompanied by the loud drumming of the thak, the tamsha, the wind instrument called the Shahnai, and the shouting of Shiva Bani Bol by the bhaktas. They sing Shiva songs and jump high into the air, hitting their stick against each other's in a spontaneous expression of joyous exuberance. This ritual, as it is performed today, is a leftover vicissitude of the past when Rarh was a renowned warring region, said to have had the largest army of all the Indian nations. Later on, everybody in the village heads towards the Akhara, or performance arena, to watch an all-night performance of the Chhau dance. In the middle of the darkness, the lights of the akara are visible as we approached from the distance. In a truck loaded with masks, costumes, props, dancers and musicians, the Royal Chhau Academy group have travelled for miles. They are now getting ready while the other team is still to arrive. All through the night, the two Chhau teams will be delighting the crowd with their performance of various episodes from the Indian epics, such as the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. Chhau is the most popular regional dance in Rarh. Purulia Chhau, the most vigorous of all three Chhau Gharanas, originated in ancient times as a warrior dance and was later patronised by the local kings and queens of the royal courts. Chhau is an all-male tradition. Therefore, female roles are also played by the men. Hebarinchi and Lao are preparing for their roles as female devotees. As this is a competitive performance tradition, the first group to arrive will be the first group to perform. Musicians play the introductory interlude in the akara. They first pay their respects to Lord Shiva and ask for his blessings. They then choose the best position to place their instruments and go and get ready for the performance. This also gives them the opportunity to announce their arrival, to show off their musical prowess and heighten the anticipation of the crowd. The second group then comes into the akara to perform their musical introduction, and the battle begins. The opening performance of the Chhau Music Ensemble begins with the Shahnai, a melodic instrument much like the oboe, followed by the Dhol or the side drum, and finally the deep resounding beats of the original Chhau instrument, the dhamsa or war drum. It is a call to battle and a show of musical mastery. The Ostad addresses the audience and calls all to the akara. He then introduces the first episode or pala, called Parashuram Guru Darshan.